You are what I'm looking for. I know what I'm looking
for. Okay, for today's video, we're going to do a little walkthrough of the Spellbinders card kit of the month, and this is the Spring Delight kit. And inside of it, we've got envelopes, A2 card panels, pattern paper, cardstock stickers, puffy stickers, chipboard embellishments, sequins, die-cut shapes, foam squares, and adhesive tape. I also have the add-on die set that you can get separately from the card kit. You get a cute little bunny, a pot, a little thing you can put in the pot that says Hoppy Spring. You get some leaves and centers for your flowers, little, what looks like a pinwheel, sort of. And I think this is a bunny ear, yeah. And probably, this is a cup, I'm not sure. I have to die cut the pieces and take a look. You get this 12-piece die set, and we'll try to incorporate this into one of our cards today. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at the contents of the kit. It comes in this little zipper bag. This little bag is great for storage. You can keep all the contents of your kit together. So what do we have here? We'll start with the basics. So we have some A2 size card panels with some beautiful colors. You got some mint green, yellow, baby pink, a light blue, and a navy. It's a really fun and pretty spring palette. And then you get your A2 size card bases and envelopes, and these are pre-cut and scored, ready to make cards with. And you get your envelopes. And then, of course, we get some foam squares and double-sided adhesive. And then you get some pattern paper. And these are just single-sided, a little bit heavier than text weight paper. And let's take a look at the patterns that we get there. Oh, that's fun. So you just get a variety of different spring feel designs. These are really fun and really pretty. Look at that. Super pretty. Okay, then we have some puffy stickers, and these puffy stickers are some nice sentiments that you can put on the front of your cards or scrapbook layouts. So you get lots in this kit. These kits can go for miles. Let's see what we have. We have some regular stickers, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets of stickers. What I like about these is it's got sentiments, and look at these little postage stamps and little things to add to your cards and labels, and a full sheet of sentiments. This is great for card making. I really like this. It has thinking of you, just a little something, happy day my friend, partly sunny with a chance of fun, follow your heart, your smile brightens my day. I love this. A whole lot of happy. You were born to shine. Really cute. Okay, and some really cute little happy birthdays, love this day, a little hello. These would be great for even baby shower cards or fun little hello cards. I like that. Next we have the chipboard stickers. Oh, you get 2 sheets in here. 2 sheets of chipboard stickers. And there's some sentiments and little images and just a whole lot of fun in here too. I really like that. A whole lot of happy birthday. Look at this little bunny in a teacup. I think that's what that handle is in the die set. It's a similar to this little bunny in a teacup with the little handle. I think that's what that is. I thought it was a flower pot, but it looks like a teacup. Okay. Oops, we lost a sticker. Uh-oh. Where does this go? Okay. Next we get some ephemera. This is my favorite part. This makes card making a breeze. You really can create really fun layouts. Look at this front door, little flower pots, and a lantern. Or you get a little, I don't know if that's a duck. You could have a duck holding an umbrella. Oh, you could have a little pancake party. There's just so much that you can do with these types of little things. Oh, there's that bunny in the teacup. Super cute. Oh, a little lemon tree. Oh my goodness. Look at that. You can make a little outdoor scene. Oh, there's a little house. Oh my goodness. There's so many possibilities, and you get so much in this. Just a wide variety of fun ephemera to make your cards quick and simple and easy. Oh, you get a little coffee cup. This is so cute. Oh, there's a little owl. So much fun. So you get all of those fun ephemera pieces, and this can make so many projects. You don't have to be limited to just cards with this. You could make journals or planners, scrapbook layouts. There's so much you can do. That is what I love about these Spellbinders card kits. They're just so versatile. And although they come with card bases to make cards, you don't just have to make cards. All right, the last thing that we have for this collection is the sequins. And these are some fun, iridescent, different size green sequins. And they are cupped and they don't have a hole. Those are my favorite kind of sequins because then you can add glue to the back and not worry about it oozing through the sequin. Super pretty. Those would be fun to be like raindrops over an umbrella. Like this. And we could make little raindrops. Wouldn't that be cute? That's fun. All right, so let me sit with this collection for a few minutes and think about what I want to do, and we'll come back and make some projects with this card kit. All right, the first thing I want to do is jump into coloring the die cut pieces. I wanted to show you how this 12-piece die set comes together to create a cute little Easter bunny in a teacup. So I'm just doing basic coloring. I'm not doing anything fancy. I am by no means an artist. I am not good at this at all. I do not like little tiny fussy cuts like this, trying to glue them together and color. I have very long fingers, and I find it very tedious and annoying. So some people love it, some people hate it. I'm not so much a hater, it's just not my favorite thing to do. I don't find it relaxing. I find it more, I don't know, stressful, I suppose. I know that a lot of times we are our own worst critics, and I've said that before, but I persevered and I pushed through and I created this cute little bunny, added some flowers and little center dots in the flowers and a couple of leaves. And I'm just using alcohol markers here. I'm using Copic markers. And I also colored in the little piece that was supposed to be the bunny's cheek. And then I did his eyes and nose in black and then just glued them in behind. I'm not even sure if I had the right pieces in the right spots there, but it worked out and it looked beautiful. And the last thing I want to do is just color the centers of my flowers, add a few little white dots in the centers. And then I also wanted to add just a little bit of shading to my teacup so that it looked a little bit more three-dimensional. And then there we go. My coloring is complete. I sped that up about 6 times. It took me about half an hour to create this little bunny. And it's just not my style to spend that much time on one little thing. I like to mass produce and make lots, but I did want to show you how this little die cut comes together. So I've got a piece of cardstock from the kit and it's that baby pink color. I have a couple of dies I pulled from my stash. I've got a piece of pattern paper from the kit and I'm going to do a little bit of die cutting and pull this together to create a card. So first I've got that pink cardstock. I'm going to cut a panel And I'm going to also cut a little frilly oval out of the center of that cardstock. And then I'm going to cut a piece of the pattern paper. And then I'm going to use another die that layers with that larger die. And I'll cut a piece of the pattern paper with that so that these can all layer together. So I've also cut out a white oval that will layer on my frilly oval, and I'll pull this all together so that you can see what I'm talking about. So I'm laying that pattern paper on top of my pink cardstock, covering the hole that I cut out of it so you will never know. And then I'll adhere that together and glue that down to my card base. And then I'm going to put those two ovals together. And there is adhesive that comes in the kit, but I like to leave that for crafting on the go. I like to take those little tiny rolls with me when I'm crafting in the car or something. I just find it easier to work with. So I save those little adhesive rolls. It's great little tape. So I'm just going to use my dot runner here. I just find it more convenient when I'm working in my office. So I've put the two pieces together, and I'm going to glue that down to my card front, and I'm going to take my little bunny and glue it right down to the center of my oval. And that's going to be it. This card's going to be super simple. Well, it's actually not quite simple. The bunny was a little bit more complicated, but the rest of the card was super simple to pull together, and then we have a beautiful result in the end. So here we go. Here's a look at my finished Hoppy Spring bunny card. Although I'm not a fan of small tedious die cuts, I really do like the result of this, and I like how he turned out. All right, let's move into project number 2. For my second card project, I'm going to use some of that bright yellow cardstock, and I'm going to cut this down to 3.5 by 4 3/4. I'm creating a matte layer to go on my card, and I'm going to use this pattern paper from the kit. It is a bright sunny pattern. So I'm going to cut this down to 3.25 by 4.5. And that's going to give me a nice little layer with a bright yellow border all the way around. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this down to my card base. And then once that's all adhered, we have a really nice white border all the way around. And now I need to find something to put on this card. So I grabbed the bag of ephemera and I started digging through looking for something that I might want to put on the front of this card. And there are so many options. I like this little duck with the umbrella. I'm going to put that aside. I have an idea for a card later on. So I decided on this beautiful little house, and I grabbed a scrap of that yellow cardstock to kind of create a grounding layer for my house to sit on. I'm just digging through. I found a couple of little butterflies that I wanted to put on this, and I was happy with that, and I figured let's start gluing things down. So I picked up all that ephemera, and I'm going to start making commitments here. Otherwise, I'll keep digging through those ephemera pieces. So I've gone ahead and cut my strip down to fit right across my card. And I'll glue that down, and then I'm going to take my house and I'm going to use the foam squares that came in the kit, and I'm just going to cut some of that extra adhesive foam that would otherwise go to waste. And I'll pop up my little house on the front of my card, and then I've got a little sentiment here that says just a hello, and it's one of those chipboard stickers. I added a little bit of extra adhesive to the back to make sure it wouldn't fall off. And then I grabbed puffy stickers and put a bunch of hearts just scattered around the card. And then I'm going to call this one done. Here's a close-up look at our card project. Let's move along to project number 3. For this card, I grabbed a piece of the navy cardstock and the little duck and umbrella. I've got some dies in my stash, and I'm going to cut out a couple of panels. I'm going to cut out a smaller panel of the navy cardstock, and I want to save as much as I can, so I'm just going to cut it in half using my die as a guide of how much cardstock I need to cut. And then I'm going to grab a piece of the pattern paper. I'm just going to sift through, and I was looking for the pattern that had ducks on it. I thought that would go cute with this big duck. And I thought it was going to waste too much of it. I'm going to cover too much of it up. So I decided against that one and decided to go with this other blue pattern that has some flowers on it. So I'm going to cut out a piece of that, and then I'm going to layer the two pieces together. I'm going to use the flower pattern as my background and then glue the navy piece on top. I think this gives a chance for my duck to really stand up off of the card. So I'm going to glue all of that together and adhere that down to the front of my card base. And then we have a really nice focal point on the center of this card. And then I'm going to take my duck and my umbrella and I'm going to glue those guys down. So I decided that the duck should be popped up a bit, and I used some of those little foam squares. And I'm going to kind of pop him so that he breaks out of the pattern. So he's kind of standing in front of the pattern. I think it looks kind of neat when you add elements outside of the framed margin. And then I'm going to pop up my umbrella, and I've glued that little umbrella right to his hand. And I like the way that looks. And I have a couple of those little butterflies again. I've got a little blue one off to the side on the white border of the card. And then I'm going to put a little white one right on that navy blue cardstock. And I like the way that looks. And then I'm going to grab a gel pen and I'm going to create some raindrops. Now, I'm not a very good drawer at all. So I just tried to create little droplets. And I didn't want to overdo it, but I did do a couple. And kind of made it look like the umbrella was stopping the rain, and then a couple of little raindrops came towards the duck. And it kind of looks like he's, got his little beak pointed towards the butterfly. I think that's cute. Then I went back to the stickers. I grabbed a little sentiment that says a little hello, and that's it. I'm going to leave this card alone. I like the result of this one. It's super cute. Here's a close-up look at our finished card project. Okay, so we have a bonus project. I feel like this is my favorite part of the Spellbinders kits. I like to sort of branch out from what the kit is intended and show you a different type of project that you can create using this kit. In the chipboard stickers, there is a piece of cardstock backing, and I'm going to use that scrap of cardstock backing to create an additional project. So I'm going to grab some of the leftover pieces I had from creating my card, and I'm starting by adhering this pattern paper down, and I'm just kind of offsetting it to the left-hand side. I'll adhere that down and trim off the excess. And then I've got a scrap of that yellow, and I'm going to create a little banner. I watch a YouTuber, which I'm sure many of you know, Christy Marcotte, and I love the way she simply makes banners. She's so good at using these little bits of scraps to make banners, and I like the one that she's been doing lately with a little bit of an angle. And so I tried it for the first time, and I was so happy with the result. I really think that banner is super cute, and it just adds a little something extra. So I've grabbed some double-sided adhesive and I'm going to adhere that down. And now I figure before I get too far into this, I'm going to cut off the corners here and make a tag out of this. So I'm just using the corner as a guide to cut off the opposite side so the tags sort of match. But my banner was kind of in the way, so I took it back off, and I'll go ahead and I'll trim this corner. And then I'm going to lay my banner back down. And now the problem here was I didn't like the placement. So I put it back, and then I thought it was kind of too far over. It was a little weird. So I repositioned it, and I'm going to trim off that little excess. So it kind of goes over the angle of my tag. So I'm going to cut on the same angle as my cardstock here. And I still wasn't happy with it, but I thought I'm not going to fuss with it too much. It's just a banner. Just leave it alone and move on. All right, so I've got this little piece of navy cardstock left, and I'll adhere that down. And I'm going to grab some of the stickers, and I have one here that says, always remember this, and I'll adhere that down. And I also used another sticker that says lovely day, and I used a chipboard butterfly embellishment. And then another scrap of pattern paper. I'm just going to lay that right across the center and then trim off any of the excess. And I'm just basically creating a piece of ephemera. So the back of this will be able to write on, use it as a gift tag or a journal card inside of a journal. I'm actually working on a bunny junk journal, and I think this will go really perfectly inside of it. So I've grabbed this little bunny hopping here, and I thought my butterfly was in the way. So I'm going to move that around to the bottom right-hand corner. And then I'm going to apply my bunny down, sort of hopping over top of the flowers on this pattern paper. There's no rhyme or reason for anything. I'm just putting pieces on this little tag that I think looks nice. What I feel is pleasing to my eye, and that's how I create this. So I'm going to grab my crocodile and I'm going to punch a hole through the top. And I'm going to grab some gold and white baker's twine. And I'm going to pull off a good chunk here. And I'm just going to fold it a bunch of times, as many times as I can, to create a thicker thread. And then I think I ended up folding it 3 times. And then I'm going to grab the end there and feed that through my little hole in my tag. And then open it up and poke those tails through the hole, pull it nice and tight, and then tie one more little knot. And then there we go. Now, because I folded this twine, there are some loops in the top of my little tails. So I'm just going to cut those loops open, and then we got a little bit of a fringe. Super cute. I love the way that looks. Here's a close-up look at our finished bunny tag project. I had so much fun with this kit creating these projects. I really love the variety of items that you get inside of the Spellbinders kits and how quick and simple it is to pull together projects in just literally minutes. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend it here with me. I appreciate the support. If you're interested in any of the products I used in today's video, check out my links down below. Coming up on screen is a playlist of Spellbinders card kit videos. Have yourself a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!